So I think it's been very, very strong, apart from a couple of high-profile moments.
Aaron Ramsdale has started 2 League Cup ties for Newcastle. He came on in the Premier League for a second half appearance as a substitute in the defeat at Brentford earlier this month after Nick Pope suffered concussion.
Aaron's role here was to come in and compete and fight and show what a good goalkeeper is and train well and add to the group, bring good harmony, bring his energy because he's a really positive guy, all those things, and he's done that, and I've been really, really pleased with him. But Nick's an outstanding goalkeeper too, so is Aaron. We've got two great players for the position, and it's up to me to choose.
At no point, Andrew, was he ever going to tell us, we said this last night with Steve Howe, at no point was he ever going to tell us today who it is that plays in goal tomorrow. Does that phrase, all options are on the table, mean anything to you? He could have been stronger and said, no, Nick Pope is my number one, and he hasn't said that.
No. I think if we'd have been at home tomorrow, I think with all the furore that's around Nick Pope and stuff that's gone on since Tuesday night, he may well have gone with Ramsdale. I'm not too sure what he'll do away from home tomorrow. It's one of those. Look, the one thing Eddie Howe, he doesn't give a great deal away about anything. You know, he didn't give a great deal away about the centre-back situation either. You know, he keeps his cards very, very close to his chest. It's a big decision for the manager to make, because if he leaves Pope out, he's then got to give Ramsdale a run of games. It's not like you don't rotate your goalkeepers. It's not like rotating outfield players who play an awful lot of football. Goalkeepers usually stay between the sticks, and the number one usually plays in all the big games. Now, if he leaves Pope out tomorrow, I think it's going to be very, very difficult for him to get back in, because you can't keep going chopping and changing your keepers all the time.
What's your gut feeling, Razor, about what he'll do tomorrow? Bearing in mind, you listened to everything that Eddie Howe said this morning.
I think the hints of a change were stronger than I would have expected, and that he would normally have given, because of that phrase that he used, saying that all options are there. And also the way that he described Nick Pope's performances and talked about the saves that he's made, and said that he's been, really impressed by his goalkeeping this season. But of course, there is more to the game of a goalkeeper now than just saving shots. And on Tuesday night, when he came rushing out after 15 seconds or so of the second half, that was also a part of his job. But it led to a mistake. It led to an equalising goal, and you look at the last 3 away matches, unfortunately, the equalising goal that Newcastle have conceded, Marseille, Brentford, West Ham, Nick Pope's been questioned over all of them, hasn't he, and criticised for not saving them, or for an error that led to the ball going in the net. So there are other parts to it, whether it's command of the box or rushing out like he did when he probably didn't need to do it. I think the situation was under control, wasn't it, from Malik Chow with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. So he was stronger on the possibility of a changing goal tomorrow than I would have expected him to be, just knowing the way that he communicates. And like Ando says, he doesn't always want to give a lot away, particularly with team selection. He does like to keep people guessing. That's us, that's fans, that's the opposition as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if Ramsdale got the call to play tomorrow. But Nick Pope has been Eddie Howe's number one throughout his time here. And remember, earlier this year, last season, he put him in the week before the cup final after Martin Dubravka had a really strong and impressive run in the team and made a big call, big change then. So he brought him back in, then he played at Wembley and continued from there. So he's always put a lot of faith and trust in Nick Pope.
Yes, it's a debate that will finally be brought to a close at 4:15 tomorrow afternoon when we get the Newcastle United team. What else has Eddie Howe been talking about?
Let's hear a little bit more from the manager, Colin. And this is about a player who, I wouldn't call him a forgotten man, but somebody that's definitely slipped down the pecking order. And it's Joe Willock, who I asked him about, because Willock came back into the team in Marseille the other night. He played well, in my view, and in the view of many supporters. And it was only his 3rd start in all competitions this season.
Yeah, he did. I think Joe was